Okay, so we are going live now on YouTube.
Okay, thank you very
Yeah,
much,
Jyoti
Devasis.
Prakash, you can
Good evening, everyone.
continue with the formalities. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Devasis. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. This is Jyoti Prakash Datta, co-founder, Team Lex Cognoscenti. We welcome you all to this edition of Lex Cognoscenti's series. Before we start with the interview of our honorable guest, I would definitely try to introduce initiative to all our viewers. So, initiative by Team Lex Cognoscenti to make everyone aware about the experiences, rather I can say vast experiences of all the legal luminaries that we invite. So our initiative is basically based upon to try to extract the basic experiences from all the guests and to let it distributed among all the law students as well as budding lawyers in the nation. So today we have one of the most eminent lawyers of our country, Mr. Sanjay K. Chadha, Managing Partner, BSK Legal Solicitors and Advocates. So, sir is a very eminent personality. He is a regular panelist among in the national TV channels. You can always see him in every kind of channel, whether it is Hindi or English. He is a regular panelist. He discusses the current affairs and many other things with the news channels. And except from that, he has founded the law firm BSK Legal Solicitors and Advocates, and it is one of the most leading law firms of this country. And apart from that, he is also known for his pro student approach, and students are very much inspired by him. And he also provides internship to many students across all the country. And I had also got the wonderful opportunity to intern under him. So it is a pleasure to have you on board, sir. So I would request Devasis to start the interview, and I would join in the second phase to conduct the rest of the interview. So Devasis, please.
Thank you, Jyoti.
Uh,
I must say thanks to you.
Thank you, Jyoti Prakash,
Yes,
for
sir. Yes, sir.
introducing our honorable guest Sanjay K. Chadha sir so succinctly, and also telling our viewers about our organization and the motive behind uh, conducting the Rendezvous series and interviews with the legal luminaries of this country. And today we have one of them, Sanjay K. Chadha sir, who is the managing partner of BSK Legal, as already very well introduced by you. So, sir, the first page of questions will be dealt by me. The basic question that we all would like to know from you is about your childhood and schooling.
Well, it was at my native place. I'm not from Delhi, first of all. I am from earlier Uttaranchal, earlier Uttar Pradesh, and now Uttarakhand, Uttaranchal. I'm from Nainital, and a place called, I'm proud of it, Icha, from where I belong to. And then I came here for my studies to Delhi, and here I'm established here in Delhi. Whatever small I'm doing, and I'm trying to contribute myself. I did my schooling from there only, and I came to Delhi for my college. That's what. So I am from a very small town. I very humbly say that from a very small background I am from, and still I'm a very small person. There's nothing.
That's a quite a humble answer we received from you, saying that you are a small person and hailing from a small village. But within ourselves, we know that you have established a leading law firm of the country, and you are doing absolutely tremendous and grateful as an advocate and a lawyer. So that's a quite humble answer for us.
No,
So
that's not like that. I mean, I'm trying my level best to uh, uh, work hard and serve the people, serve the country, as that is what is my motive, and that's I feel I will be doing in future also, if God permits that.
That's grateful, sir, to hear from you. Now, the second question that brings me to ask you is that at what age you decided to pursue law? Because this particular video will be viewed by a lot of law aspirants, and there is a lot of confusion between people at what age they should start deciding to take up law as their career, whether it should be after their 10th boards or after their 12th boards or much before their 10th class. So if you can put some light on that fact.
Devashish, this answer I would like to give in two phases. First is, you have asked me when I decided to go for law, and second is, what is the current, in the current scenario, how the student should take it. So first thing first, as you had asked me when I decided that I will be joining the law profession, during our time, law was not considered to be a very great profession. Only the students who were not good in studies, or those who are preparing for the examination, civil services examination, etc., who for the sake of hostel used to take law as a subject and used to take, you know, and so during our time it was a different scenario altogether. I remember my seniors, many of them, I am not naming them, they are the stalwarts of law today. They are the top notch lawyers of this country, and when you ask them whether they even once thought that they will be at this zenith, at this place when they were doing law, many of them say no. You know, the first generation lawyers, I can name a few, but I don't think today I'm going to name anybody. uh, so uh, so that is one thing. But today, in this competitive world where law has really seen a new dimension, what I feel, law is a great course and one of the much sought for course by the students. I feel, even the parents are pursuing them. I know many students every year, they come to me, and the institutes, national law institutes, etc., have come up, universities, and so it is one of the much sought for course. And the main reason for that is that, of course, the individual practice. Other than that is the we have seen a lot of law firms coming up, and the firm culture, and then of course with the growth of trade and commerce, I think this area of profession is now one of the much sought for career in the young generation. And when, if you ask me when one should think for it, I think after doing his 10th or 12th, if he has some inclination, some, something like he has some interest, or he or she has some interest in this field, then he should go. So there are many other things also which I'm not touching, like if you have a good relationship, those qualities are there, and I have dealt on that separately in various previous previous of previous interviews of mine. So if anybody wants, you can Google it and can check what should be the quality of a good lawyer, what, how, and when you should prepare. Kindly check that. So today we are not talking of that.
Indeed, sir. You have rightly uh, given a roadmap of for the law students or aspiring law students as to when they should decide about taking up law as their career. So that's a wonderful answer from you. Now, as we know that you have spent several years of your practice in practicing and then with your firm, we would really like to know that if there was someone from your family who was in legal profession, or you are the first generation lawyer and you are doing great. So we would like to know that. That will obviously bring an inspiration for many of law students who are viewing this particular video.
As far as my family background is concerned, no one from my family was in this profession, and I, after completing my law, and thereafter I decided to join. And initially, I joined a law firm, one of the top-notch law firm of this country at that point of time. I joined that, worked there for about an year or so. I was posted in Hyderabad for 6 months also. And thereafter, I decided to march on my own. And then I joined a lawyer in the district court also for some time. And thereafter, I worked with my senior at high court level. And then uh, I started my own. It is a journey which took, 1995, I enrolled myself as a lawyer. So after that, this is what has happened. And that's how we later on established, with the help of many friends, I must say. Friends were very, very helpful in my this journey, in which they have really helped me in in the making me move on the path of the progress, I would say. So friends were very, 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 very helpful all through.
Indeed, sir. Even we also consider that friends play a great role in shaping or molding our career, or what we do as a person, what are our moral characteristics, and everything. So the circle behind in which we stay, we become like that. It is popularly said like this. So that's a great answer, sir. Now, as we know you as a lawyer, we would like to know about how was your law school days, how about how you were going with academics or any co-curricular activities in your alma mater or anything like that, sort of in your law school.
Well, as far as my law school days were concerned, certainly they were. I was not that active, I must say, because I was preparing for the examination. Because I never thought that I will be joining law as in practice. So, but I was quite regular to my classes, because in civil services, when I was appearing for civil services, I had taken law as an optional subject. So uh, I was quite regular in my classes. Of course, as far as the extracurricular activities were concerned, I was quite good in sports. I represented my university, my uh, country, if I may say. I was in part of Indian team, and so I was continuing with my sports, as well as I have a inclination towards the art and culture also. So I was quite active, I must say, during in my hostel, also in my college, that is Campus Law Center, and hostel was Jubilee Hall, which is one of the prominent hostels of the Delhi University. So there I was quite active in both the fields, sports as well as art. So wherever there was in cultural activity, some program, I used to anchor it, and that's what I can say as far as the extracurricular activities are concerned.
Indeed, sir. But now, from this answer, we can extract that you were a voracious reader, maybe, and you were regularly joining classes. You were attending lectures. So, and Campus Law
Yes,
Center is a reputed college, of course, of our whole country in this legal field. So this
no
brings
doubt
me to
about it.
ask.
If I
Yes, sir.
remind, yeah, if I may say so, during our time, India Today magazine used to give a survey, and uh, at that point of time, for the law colleges, Campus Law Center was the number one, all in the entire country. And I have privilege of having great teachers, I must say. Even if I may name few of them, that will be injustice because I will certainly be missing few. But all of them were great, and they inculcated the interest in the students. So that is where I got an interest. I was constitution law was one of my favorite subject. I never used to miss any of the classes. So that really gave a good interest in me.
Indeed, sir. Great teachers play a very important role in igniting a particular interest in a particular field. And as you rightly said, that your professors and lecturers have shaped you or somehow ignited or inculcated you in doing law or in pursuing classes regularly and the law as a career. And as you said that you were quite bent towards constitutional law. This brings
I had
me
in
to
mind.
ask you, yes, sir. This brings me to ask you another question. That apart from constitutional law, are there any other subjects in which you were quite fascinated?
I was very much fascinated by the commercial laws. Constitution was one subject I had mentioned, Contract Act, and all those acts. I was very keen in that. I was very, interested in law of torts. That was first semester examination where that subject was there. I still remember. So after my examination also, I studied the entire book of the and I I was really liking that subject. Other than that, rest of the all subjects, even family law, was very nice because everything was new to me. Everything was I was enjoying it. And if you enjoy some subject, then of course you perform good also. So that's what I feel.
Absolutely correctly pointed out, sir, that if we are really into a particular subject, we will obviously develop a certain interest, a certain bent in that subject, and will perform very well in examination, or if you say for that matter in practical field also. As you have studied in 1990s and passed out from Campus Law Center, this brings me to ask you another question: that how the legal education has changed since these years, and what are the problems and what are the major differences that you have seen uh, since your time and the present time, if you can point out some.
One very important thing which I want to mention here that in Campus Law Center during that time, we had adopted the Oxford model. Our studies were based upon the case material. We were not taught from the books. We were taught from the case material. That is in Oxford, as it is done in Oxford University. So that model we had adopted, and that really, if somebody is interested, that gives you that develops an interest in you towards the subject. So that is one which was missing in rest of the colleges at that point of time. That is one. And if I compare it vis-a-vis the current scenario, I wanted to tell you one thing, that today the legal education system is much developed. And we I remember, and many new methods have come into light, like moot courts were not there, moot courts have come, and many other client counseling sessions, and so many other new things are added to the legal what you call curriculums. So that shows that yes, there is a development. uh, and I have also been given to understand that many of the colleges, many of the law schools have adopted the case material system also. Now they are teaching based upon the cases, uh, and the case material system is adopted by many of the colleges. So I feel that is one aspect. Second major change which has taken place is today, with the computerization, internet into access, our students have great scope. And I remember if a judgment used to come, like Indra Sahni judgment came, it reached us after 2 months or so. Then today, if a judgment has come, the very next minute the student can get it. So certainly, lot of progress has taken place, but I admire my teachers. I admire the way they used to dedicated in a very dedicated manner. They used to uh, communicate with all of us, and even today, I have a great respect for all the teachers who are nurturing the future generation. And I wanted to give a message to all the students who are listening to me. And please get in touch with your teachers. They will not only guide you in a very best manner. I think that is one of the very key thing which one everyone should know. Everyone should have an access to the teacher, speak to them, and they are your mentors. They will guide you. First mentors are teachers. So take help of them.
Indeed, sir. As you said, we should always stay connected with our teachers who uh, spend their time mentoring us, shaping us, teaching and clearing our doubts on various aspects of law and life. Also, they bring us opportunities from their contacts, and even if we take into consideration the enrollment in foreign universities, they specifically ask for teacher recommendation. So that's an important aspect to keep in mind, that we should always be in good terms with our teachers. If not in this way, then other way around also, because this will benefit students in every aspect. Now, while you were giving the answer to this particular question, you mentioned about the inculcation of moot courts in today's curriculum.
Mm.
So there are a number of law aspirants who are viewing our this video. So if you can tell them about the importance of moot courts, and they should start doing this exercise of moot court from the very basic initial years of their law school, which will help them in long term in the
No,
legal profession.
no doubt, moot courts are one of the very good medium, I feel. It gives you an idea how to research. It gives you an idea how to present your case, both as far as the making of the you have to make a case first and submit it. So as far as the drafting part is also concerned, that is also covered. Then the most important part of the moot court activity is presenting a case before the judges. So that is another thing. So that gives you an idea. And if you start taking part in the moot court activities from day one of your law college, I think when you come out of the college, you have a different confidence altogether. You have, because, while preparing for a case, you have to read the case laws. And once, I think, if you read the case laws, it will lead you to a good sound mind of knowing as to how to present a case, how to deal with a case. So I think it is a good instrument.
Indeed, sir. Moot courts are very important for law students, and as rightly pointed out by you, that they play a great role in shaping us to a better lawyer, you may say, or a confident lawyer, as you pointed out. So I hope the pointers that sir said just now will be adhered to by the law aspirants, young law students, so that they can do good when they jump to their career in the practical field after graduating. So, sir, after this, as Jyoti Prakash initially, while introducing you, said that you give a lot of internships to various fora of law students all across the country, and he has also interned under you. So, what are the basic importances of doing internship for law students? And if you see any qualities, or if you take any intern on the basis of certain sets of qualities, if you can say to our viewers.
Look, first thing is that internship. Now, earlier, this part was also missing during our time. people used to not go for internships. I think later on, somewhat, I think 2000 onwards, this was made a part of the curriculum. That I'm not aware when it was made, but certainly it gives you a good idea, fair idea as to how this field is. What and in the internship, what I feel the students should learn, what they don't learn in their law college, what is not there in the law books, what is the practical aspect. So those things are learned in the what you call internship periods. Like they go to the court behavior, how, what is the mannerism of the court, what are the etiquettes, all all those things are learned during the internships. So certainly internships are very, very important as far as the shaping up of a lawyer is concerned. That is one aspect. Now, the question which you have asked is how I select the interns. These days we are doing the internship. You know, I'm very proud to say that BSK Legal was the first law firm of the country which has started the online internship. We started it in the month of April last, after I think 7 or 10 days of the lockdown, 24th. So I think 1st April onwards we started it. So we were the first one to start it. Now here we have kept a very small criteria wherein we select the students based upon their, whether they are, you know, committed to it or not. Here in these internships, we try and give them a fair idea about what is going on in the legal field and what they are not learning in the law colleges, law schools. So that's all. And I try and give opportunities to almost all, everybody, whosoever asks me, I give them the opportunity, because uh, even if in a session where are 40 people are there, if they will be 45, it hardly makes a difference. So that's what is my thinking about.
Indeed, sir, as you rightly pointed out about the importance of internships and the qualities that you take in while while taking law students for your internship curriculum. So I hope this will be helpful for the students who are intending to intern under BSK Legal, and the law aspirants who are intending to have a bright future and have a fair idea on internships. Now, while we are discussing on this particular aspect, you said that you joined bar in 1995, and you are the first generation lawyer. And we know that generally first generation lawyers face a lot of hardships while they jump into the litigation thing. So, what were the challenges that you have faced in your earlier days of your career?
Certainly, it was a little tough time, but with the hard work, with the passion, I must say, you tend to adjust, and it is a hardship for a very small period. What I feel, it that's what I feel. If you are ready to work hard, this hardship will certainly, because everybody is looking for a person who can deliver. If you are ready to deliver, people will come to you. Now, you know, and a person can deliver, will be established within a very small time. So one should not, at, you know, hesitate joining the profession. Initial years are really difficult, 1 or 2 years. But now, what happens is that we have a lot of seniors who gives you, who support you. Certainly, if you are working, you are, working hard. If you have knowledge, if you are ready to learn, and if you are ready to deliver, then who will stop you? I don't think this should come as an hindrance for anybody.
Absolutely, sir. Even the legends say that hard work never goes in vain and always pays off. So you have correctly pointed out on that this particular phrase in a very well manner. Now, as we know about when you joined bar and how were your initial days, uh, every time in a point of time in a lawyer's life, it comes a breakthrough in which he gets a boost or he appears independently without the help of his seniors in a particular case. So we would like to know about your first case in which you have appeared and how was your experience, because while taking interviews we get to know that some of the first generation lawyers or even experienced lawyers who will knock their knees with the podium while appearing in their first case. So how was your experience with that?
I remember one case, it was a sudden thing happened. My senior had given me the files, and he used to come little late at 11 o'clock into the court. So it is the first case I'm telling you honestly, the very first case was like this that so it was my initial days only. So he had given me certain files and said that you in this file this has to happen, this has to happen. And I used to, it as per the routine, I had to go there in the court, one in the chamber rather, 1 hour before. So I have studied the entire file. I somehow, I studied. It was not a very big file. It was a he was in government panel, so it was a government file. Some case was there. So the I had gone and I had, asked the court that kindly pass over the matter, and a senior is going to come at this time. Initially, he passed over that, and at about 11 o'clock, the judge says that now I'm not passing off. I will pass an order. You have to tell me. Have you appear in the court without preparing? I said no. I said I have prepared it, but I'm not authorized to argue the matter. उसने कहा, if you have prepared, then please tell me the matter. So I explained it, and I totally explained the case, and I mentioned that these are the merits and positive points of the case. And you will be surprised, judge was quite convinced with me. And after some time, he praised me, and I was shocked later on to see that at my back, from the beginning, the person for whom I was working, he was standing. He said, I have heard you fully, and you were fully prepared. So that's how he never interrupted, and it was a very good beginning. But I must say that still I remember. I will would like to say in Hindi, जो धक धक थी वो बहुत ज्यादा हो रही थी. मतलब I was really, my heart was pumping very, very fast at that point of time. So that's so it happens sometimes. So that I remember, and it was I say thanks to him also, my senior, who stood at back and allowed me to lead the entire thing. And at the end, I think that matter was decided in our favor. Though I did nothing, I've just whatever I read, I explained it to the court. So that was
Certainly,
not a
yes.
prepared thing. I just went and explained. I mean, I was not ready for it, and neither I had planned anyway, but somehow it happened, and I got something positive out of it. That is the reason it is still fresh in my mind.
Certainly, sir, as you said, sometimes mishappenings also lead us to a better thing. As you said, that this was not prepared, this was not planned, but certainly with your argumentation skills and your uh, great knowledge on that particular brief, you have convinced the judge, and it gave you a breakthrough on that
So
particular
that
thing.
gives
And
one
also,
that gives one lesson to each one of us, that whenever you are appearing before a court, you should be ready with the file. You should have read it. Otherwise, don't appear. That's what is my thumb rule also.
absolutely, sir. Without any preparation, it will give a negative impression about you that you are just coming to the court and without any prior knowledge of the case.
Negative
And
impression or positive impression is hardly anything important, I feel. It will, if you are not prepared, you are spoiling your case. That's what I.
Yes, sir. Indeed, sir. So, as we know about your first case, I also come across a number of PILs filed by you. So I would like to know what all were the cases that are of public importance and that the students of our generation and the aspiring law students must know, so that we can take down those cases and read it later on and get the knowledge, the way you have drafted, the way you have argued, and the way the case has done that particular public important thing. So if you can mention any.
Not many I have done. Very few, I would say. There is a great scope if you are willing to work for the public. No, there are hardly any people who are doing it. So I think there are many fields where I have really worked, tried to work. So I think uh, that you want me to give some example or what? Like in
If you
environmental
can.
law, we have filed a petition in, wherein we have that's this the Delhi pollution, and thereafter we have filed, we have there is a total, we have got the relief also from the court. So there are many fields where we have been working, and I have this thing in my mind that certainly if opportunity is given. Like there was one more case, like wherein there were certain people who were doing agitation in front of our chief minister's house. So he lives in in a locality called Civil Lines in Delhi. So there is a lot of chaos was there in that area because of the large number of people gathering there. So I filed a petition and we got the relief on one hearing only, wherein the court has said that any agitation, if at all it is disturbing the people who are living in the same locality, the court has to a court has passed an order that they have to go to the designated places. There are well designated earmarked places are there where they should go and agitate. So something of that sort. Many such cases are there, and that is the law of
Indeed,
land today.
indeed, sir. And we will try to point out all those cases in the description of this particular video, so that it will help whoever will view this particular video in the future prospect. Uh, Now, as we know about your litigation career, and while introducing, Jyoti Prakash said that you have founded a leading law firm of the country, that is BSK Legal. So we would like to know that when you founded that particular firm and how you came with the idea of uh, establishing a law firm which is now doing tremendous work all across India, and perhaps it is doing cases in 1500 districts of India. So
Not
if you
today.
can tell. Uh, Sir, I think your video is stuck. Uh, there is some internet connection problem, I guess. I would request the attendees to stay with us. Sir will rejoin us within few seconds.
Am I there?
Yes, sir.
What had happened?
I think your video was stuck due to some bandwidth problem or something like that. Uh,
All right.
yes, sir. I would like to recorrect my question that I have said 1500 districts and all. We have 18 districts, and you have met us in almost 70
Over
80%
600.
of districts. 16, yes, sir. Over 600 districts
Yeah, yeah.
and more than 15,000 briefs. So we would like to know about the foundation of
Yes.
your firm.
So I must say that you have done a big research. Anyways, so the basically we, with the, as I mentioned in the beginning, that friends were really very handy. So uh, we have started this thing and this venture, wherein after the initial uh, very less working with my senior, thereafter I joined another senior at High Court, as I had mentioned after that. And with that, simultaneously, we started this firm. And with the permission of my senior only. And simultaneously, with putting baby steps, very slowly and gradually, we established it. And from the very precisely from the year 1998 onwards, 99, 98 onwards, we had gone full-fledged. And thereafter, initially, because there were very uh,
There is, I guess, some disturbance with the streaming thing from SARS end. I would request attendees to keep patience because there are a number of important aspects that we will deal with, sir. And sir, being a eminent advocate, will surely uh, give a satisfactory answer to all those questions that we have. So I would request attendees to be patient with us, please.
I don't know what is the reason for this inconvenience. Now it's okay.
Yes, sir, we can. The
Okay.
video is
So
fine and we can hear.
thereafter we started this law firm, and slowly and gradually we have built it. And initially we have got a few clients, corporate clients, and then uh, a big field, which is, I would say, the field of insurance. Now almost all the insurance companies of this country are our clients. We've been doing a lot of work for insurance field. Other than that, we have a separate wing of labor law compliances, which we have about huge number of clients are there. We are doing labor law compliances for many companies, very well established companies. I'm not naming any of them here. So uh, that's how we establish, and with smaller steps, we have reached at this place. Now we have, uh, you know, two offices in Delhi, and one, as you are well aware, we have started our venture in Bombay also. But during this Corona, very recently, we have, uh, from last 1.5 year has already gone. One year plus has gone. So we are little slow now. We are but we are on our move. Things will be, God forbid, will continue and will be better soon. That is what I feel, and that's all.
Thank you, sir, for briefing us about the foundation of your firm and how it is doing, and
And
what are
certainly,
the
the most
prospects.
important contribution for the firm is the help given to me by my friends, by my the people who were there and who are still supporting us. That's there are many to name, but as in the beginning we have said, we are not naming anybody.
Indeed, sir. So, as we have talked about your chamber practice and then firm's practice, this brings me to ask you another basic question as to how the chamber practice is different from conducting cases, being a part of law firm.
Like it really depends, and each and every firm has its own stature. There are law firms which are litigation based law firms. There are law firms which are corporate come litigation law firms. But we have seen the bigger law firms, this thing is there that they hire the services of the chamber lawyers, as you are saying. Um, uh, the term I have borrowed from you only. So they take help of outside freelance lawyers. They take help to present their cases. So this we have seen, but we are very fortunate in our firm. We do both the exercises, and as litigation is my passion, as litigation is I love to appear before courts, and so that gives me an added advantage, I feel. So corporate as well as litigation, and we have done a lot of work on arbitration and the other alternative dispute redressal uh, things like mediation. We have in our team uh, well trained mediators also in our office, and I myself has have done over 200 if not 200, 150 plus arbitrations I have done. So that I feel as a sole arbitrator, I'm saying. I was sole arbitrator for over 150 to 200 cases. I don't have the exact number.
Indeed, sir. So now the next question from our side is that as you have spent more than 2 decades in this legal field, if you can name a few persons who are the eminent members of the bar, both at national level, if you say, or state level, Delhi state level, as you hail from Uttarakhand. So from that state, if you can name somebody whom we can refer or whom we as a students can look up to
Look,
for shaping
I,
our career.
as I said in the beginning, I would refrain myself from taking any name. The reason is that there are n number of people who have given me inspiration from the beginning of my career. That includes various judges. That includes many, lawyers, and I got mesmerized seeing them presenting their cases. I have learned a lot from others. I think this is the profession. The beauty of this profession is this, that whatever you are doing, every day you learn something. So certainly there are many, series of people are there from whom I have learned a lot, whom I admire, who are really, so many times I thank them from core of my heart, even they don't know. But I feel there are many people who, and it is a part of the journey of everybody. When Devashish will come into the profession, Devashish will meet these people. So it is a long list for me, I feel. And so if at all why I'm not taking the name if I miss even a single name, because everything is spontaneous. You should have told me this before. I would have made a list. uh, Anyways.
Indeed, sir. Now that's a great gesture for all the people who have inspired you, who have helped
Yes.
you in some way or other. So that's a thing that we should also take into account, and we should keep in our mind that we shouldn't hurt anybody
No,
by not making.
there is a old saying. that whenever you are there, you should pick up good things from everybody, whether that person is absolutely not, you don't like him. If there is some positive thing in him, then you must adopt that. So all the कहते हैं ना, अगर नाली में भी सोना पड़ा हो, सोना गिर जाए नाली से तो उसको उठा लिया जाता है. तो चाहे वो व्यक्ति आपको बिल्कुल भी पसंद नहीं है और उसके अंदर कुछ पॉजिटिव चीजें हैं, तो you must adopt them, adhere to what the positivities he has, and adopt them, nurture them in yourself.
Indeed, sir. Indeed, sir. Now, I would like to ask two very important aspects of litigation or legal profession, as we may refer to. That is, first one is client counseling or client handling, and the second thing is drafting petitions. So, the first question is regarding client satisfaction. So, what are the ways that we should follow so that we can satisfy a particular client and we can counsel him in a better way, or any fewer tricks or pointers that should
The,
be
the
adhered?
most important thing is uh, two aspects I feel in this are very, very relevant. One is you must hear to what client is asking. You must spend time with him. You must understand his case, his agony, his pain. And that is one thing. Because he knows the case all through. He has to tell you everything. That is one aspect. And second most important thing is you must report to him what exactly is going on, what will happen in future, how we are pursuing the matter, what will be the uh, next step, because the person might not be knowing. So he will be satisfied only with your interaction, with your satisfactorily answers to him. That is what is the key as far as the client counseling is concerned. Client dealing is concerned. Counseling is not the right word.
Indeed, sir. And the second question is on the drafting thing. As we know that you
Yeah,
have dealt with numerous cases, so
look,
what are the pointers
I,
that we should adhere to?
I want to tell you, each case has its own merit. You have, and drafting is the key. If I may say, backbone of a case is drafting. If I may say, even if your case is weak, if you have drafted it in such a manner, presented it in such a manner that it convinced the other person, your case is through. So if you ask me, I would give 75% marks in a case to the drafting. So drafting is the key thing. If your case is drafted well, half battle is won. So it is very, very important to know and understand and inculcate the best possible drafting skill in yourself. Whatever you want, it should be plain and simple language, very, very straightforward, and covering each and every aspects. If there is a denial, it should be a specific denial. If there is an acceptance, it should be a specific acceptance of effect. So there are, and this you will not learn in a day. The key for learning this is reading the previous judgments. And I think by reading the other pleadings, the previous cases, when you join a chamber, they read a lot of files. That will give you an idea how to do the best drafting.
Indeed, sir, you have given a number of pointers regarding client handling and drafting part, and it will surely be with us and be with our viewers, and will help them uh, in their if they join litigation in the later part of their career, and this will surely help everybody. Now I would like to call upon Jyoti Prakash Datta, as he has prepared the later part of questions, and he has a number of relevant questions that he will be putting forth to you and will be helpful to our viewers as well. So Jyoti Prakash, mic is all yours. I would request all the attendees to stay tuned because he will be asking very relevant questions, whose answer will be given by our honorable sir uh, in an absolutely wonderful manner, will help everyone. So yeah, mic is all yours, Jyoti Prakash.
Thank you, Devasis. I was listening to all your questions. Those were very much important. And sir, as he always gives answer in a very brief manner, he answered each and every question in a very brief manner, but in very effective manner. And I think, and I am very sure that it will help countless law students as well as budding lawyers in the future days. So, sir, as Devasis has already covered many questions, and he has also said that you have handled so many cases, and BSK Legal has a reach of more than 614 districts, and you have more than 15,000 briefs. So, sir, you have also many corporate clients as well as many other clients. So, sir, my question is how it is different to deal with corporate clients and all other clients. What is the difference between a corporate client and other normal clients?
Well, certainly it is little. You have to be more formal. You have to be more punctual. You have to be more and more to the point with the corporate people. They have their own, and they are more oriented towards the data, actually, if I may say so. They are more on presentations. So style is little different, but of course delivery should be there in both both of them. So certainly when you are dealing with an individual client, you deal with them one to one. Even there in corporate client, when you are handling the cases for the companies, for the group of companies, there you certainly deal with them one to one, no doubt about it. But from your side, a team works, so they also know. Like today, if I may give you an example, I was dealing with a case of very prominent company of the country. I appeared in the matter. We got a relief. So I have not communicated anything. My office has communicated a mail. So my office has interacted with them, though I appeared in the case. So it's a different pattern altogether. On the other hand, when you are dealing with an individual case, you will report to that particular individual stating that, look, I appeared in the case and this has happened. So this is one example, very small example. But I would say every relationship has its own angle. So you can't define it. If I am dealing with, let's say, a company, and the legal head of the company is there, various managers are there. So you have to have a relationship also makes an important role, no doubt about it. And relationship is always there, you know, in any field, if you not in the law only, but any field, relationship and PR, as we call, has its own value.
Indeed, sir. I have seen you. I have known you from for many years now, and I have seen you closely for many months. And I have seen how you closely keep your relations with all other legal managers of several companies as well as with your clients. Sir, another thing that I want to ask you that as you already explained that you had opened your case in a particular matter which was really not expected on that particular day that you will open, but still you had to open that particular case and it was a breakthrough. So, sir, similarly, do you remember any such instances where you fared very well and there was some witty conversation with the bench or with some other members of the bar, or there are some interesting conversations which should be known to all?
There are many, and I don't, at present, I don't think I'm able to explain. I mean, there are many. Like I remember once, again, it was as I said that I mimic so many people. So once I was during the lunch break, we were we friends were there after we came about 15 minutes prior to the court, and we were discussing, and some of my friend college law friend had said that mimic Atal Bihari Vajpayee, mimic so and so. So I started doing that, and then when the courts sat, the judge said, "Who was doing this mimicry?" And very nice thing you were doing. I wanted to see. So I was shocked. So sometimes this also happens. We were a little loud, that means, but he took it in a very, very, she took it rather in a very, very humble and in a very, very nice way. And she said you were doing a lot of fun. We were having jokes, and everything was, reaching to the chamber of the judge. We were that loud. So she said that they were very nice. So sometimes this also happens.
Indeed, sir. That is something unique that I came to know about you today. And sometimes it is also called that humor and law are two sides of
Yes,
same coin.
exactly. That
Yes.
is the most important thing. And I am of this view only. And I keep, I remember one important thing. Once I was arguing a matter in the National Commission. From the other side, my case was totally very strong. From other side, the individual was appearing on personal, in person he was appearing. So he said that I want to hear him in Hindi. So then the judge said that you speak in Hindi, Mr. Chadha. Then I spoke in a very, very strict Hindi. So बहुत सख्त हिंदी में मैंने बात करनी शुरू कर दी. So everybody was laughing there that कि तृतीय पक्ष में आप आइए, something of that sort. Very, very tough language. पृष्ठ संख्या इसमें. So nobody will do like that, but I did that. And court also took it in a good spirit. Everybody was, there was a smile in the face of everyone. So sometime I do it like that. I love, you know, humor as anybody.
Indeed, sir. And you have also pointed out that you did that in Hindi. I have also listened to you many times. You are very fluent in Hindi, and that is a very great thing. That is indeed our one
Of
of the
course,
most
Hindi is
revered
my
languages.
mother. Hindi is my mother tongue, so of course, हिंदी में तो मैं
Indeed,
अच्छा
sir.
हूँ ही, उसमें कोई बात ही नहीं.
Indeed, sir. And sir, another thing that always intrigues some particular students that whether they should join any chamber of any senior or whether they should start on their own. Is it compulsory to
No,
join any chamber of any
no,
senior?
there's nothing, nothing is compulsory, but what I feel is to know the law, to know the proper delivery as to how things happen. It is a vast field, I must say. You must join, if you want to practice law, you must join a chamber or a lawyer to understand the small nitty-gritties of the profession, to understand the procedural aspects of the law, and then you can start your own. But initially, you must join somewhere. That's my advice. Because there will be a lot of
Indeed, sir.
learning there. If you are a first generation, if you are a first generation, you will have to, you will, as I mentioned earlier, you go there, read various files. If you will do that, that will, and of course, you should have good relation with everybody.
Indeed, sir. So it is not compulsory for joining a seniors chamber, but it will be much helpful if one joins
Advisable.
a seniors chamber.
It is
Indeed, sir. Indeed, sir. Sir, another thing, whether a junior when joins his particular chamber, whether he should go for any specialization or should he continue with whatever comes his way?
I couldn't get
Whether
you.
there should be any specialized yes, sir. Whether there should be any specialized field of law where a junior should focus, or whether he has to work on anything, whatever comes his
I
way.
think I think when you are starting, you should not confine to one thing, like one subject. Uh, you should open up with everything, all the law, all the cases, everything you can cater on your own. Once you deliver, start delivering, the some particular sect of cases will start coming. Like legal, if I may say so. We were, I had never thought that we will be an insurance expert, we will be a labor law expert, we will be an alternative dispute redressal expert in our team. But now it has on its own, this thing has come. I must have handled thousands, if I'm not saying, insurance cases. So that has resulted into, saying that VSK League is an insurance law firm. But we handle a lot of family law cases, many cases, series of everything, and is being handled. We have done several arbitration and so many other things. I'm not here to tell you all that, but my objective is that you should be open to everything.
Indeed, sir. One should be open to everything, and gradually one would get some specialization in the latter days of his career. And I also recall your one of the famous judgments of the Supreme Court, Reliance versus Rekhaven, that you had also appeared in that particular case. And I must say to all our viewers to go through that particular judgment. I have gone through that particular judgment. Sir has wonderfully argued that particular case. So, sir, the next thing is you already mentioned about importance of judgment reading while Devashish was
Yes.
questioning you. Yes, sir. So first should be the approach in judgment reading, sir. As we know, in your days there were no technological developments, there were no SCC online, or there were no Manupatra. But today we have Indian Kanun, Manupatra, Live Law, all these special softwares. So through those softwares we can easily research. So, do you think, sir, we should research from those softwares, or should we read law reports?
I think both ways. If you get an opportunity and you have time, then you should go for extensive reading. But if you have less time, then I think these things are handy. So both ways, both are nothing wrong in any of these.
Indeed, sir. And sir, another thing, many juniors are confused about it. How should they do their research whenever they get a brief? How should they go about their research, and how would they do extensive and exhaustive research in a particular matter? So,
Basically,
what
as
is
far as the research is concerned, I think you should first of all go through your pleadings. What are the issues? What is the contention which the court has to decide? And then, based upon that, the previous law you have to search. What is the proposition which is supporting you? So, for each case, you have to have the orientation, but the most important thing is the factual metrics should be very clear to you. You should be very, very clear about the factual metrics of the case. One. Second is what law is applicable. Third is what is the legal proposition, the current settled proposition of law. Take out that and give it. That is what is the research. Pleadings are the key, I must say. So, pleading are the most vital part of a case.
Indeed, sir, you have rightfully explained the importance of being thorough with the facts. Many doyens of the bar have also highlighted this fact that one should be thorough with its facts, because one should be master with the facts. One must not one is expected to know about the laws involved in that particular fact. But if he is not thorough with the fact, he will not be able to apply the law that should be applied to that particular set of facts. So that is an important advice, sir. And sir, then I come to the next question. Sir, Sir, you have been a regular panelist in several national media. So, do you think, sir, participation of lawyer in these national activities is important for our society?
Uh, Historically, we have seen that lawyers are always part of any social movement. We know that history. You also know it very well. That is one aspect. Today, this opportunity is given to us, given to all the lawyers to come and explain what they understand. So I think we should use this as a one of the instrument of spreading legal awareness all across, and that's what my motive also is. And I always say at all the platforms I have said so, and I'm reiterating it today also, that certainly it is a duty of any individual lawyer, even law students. It is your duty to deliver something back to the society. It is, if you are not realizing it today, after a few years you will realize it. And good work will always, will always help you in reaching wherever you want to reach. So I feel, yes, with the help of these social media, and of course the electronic media, where I've been regularly, whenever there is an opportunity, I keep coming on various legal issues. So I think it is a wonderful opportunity for me, and also for the other lawyers who've been regularly appearing in these channels. So I'm I feel fortunate for that.
Indeed, sir. I have been witnessing all these things till the day I have known you. You are a regular contributor to the national media, as well as you have written so many articles for several newspapers as well. And I must mention here for all the attendees that sir always tries to give his best to all the students and student community as a whole. And he has always tried to spread legal knowledge among the students. And I have been fortunate to get associated with sir in this initiative. And I will definitely try to do my best in whatever manner possible.
You are doing,
And sir,
Jyoti, I have seen you have been very, very, punctual. You have done wonderful work. Whenever whatever work is assigned to you, you have always delivered. So those are the qualities of a good lawyer. So I wish you all the best for that, for your all future endeavors. I wish you all the best with that.
thank you, sir. That means a lot. And that is the blessings of our seniors that take us to many heights. And sir, another thing that I want to know from you, recently we have heard a judgment from Madras High Court where All India Chess Federation was involved, and you were there in that particular case. So, sir,
Yeah.
could you please explain some bit about it?
Okay. Oh, you have done a lot of research, huh? Yeah, from Madras High Court, and even that case has traveled to Supreme Court. I'm very happy to communicate to you about it, that at the end we were able to win the matter. Win in the sense that the victory, in the sense that the decision was certainly in our favor, and an impartial election took place, and thereafter the people who were deserving have won. Initially there was lot of malpractices were there. All those we have brought before the court, and regularly I must have, prior to this lockdown, I must have traveled to what you call Madras High Court at least 50 times, if not 50, 20 times, 20, 20, 30 times for that particular matter. And thereafter we've been doing a lot of that was there on online. We have argued, and I'm fortunate that the judgment was in our favor. And later on, Justice Kannan was appointed as the RO, and he successfully conducted the elections. That's all. And I think at the end, justice prevailed.
Indeed, sir. I again congratulate you for that particular win. And
Thank you very
we are
much.
really very much proud of you for that particular matter and all other matters that you conduct. And sir, another thing that students always ask all the lawyers, all the senior lawyers indeed, that if they are not from nationally reputed law schools, like national law schools or reputed private law schools, and if they are hailing from some traditional universities, what are their uh, what are their problems and how would they overcome all those hurdles to
Look,
get to the mainstream?
look. One thing I will tell you: all the big lawyers of this country, name them, whom you know, they are not from big institutions. They have become big because of their hard work. They have become big because of their orientation, because of their dedication, because of their killer instinct towards the profession, and their sincerity and honesty. I think it hardly makes a difference whether you are from which law college. Nobody asks you are from which college. Judge will never ask you before you start, you are from which college? Nobody will ask. And if you ask me, when I am there in the court, anywhere, none of us knows that who is from which background. So this conception is there only at this stage. Once you enter the ring, once you enter the arena, there is no differentiation. All are equal, and with your hard work, you can deliver. That's what is the fundamental thumb rule. It hardly makes a difference from which background you are. If you are able to prepare properly, draft properly, pleadings are good, you are able to deliver to your clients, nobody can stop you from achieving your targets.
That is very much motivating, sir. I also hailed from a state university, University Law College, from Bhubaneswar, and many other viewers are also hailing from several state universities. I think the words, I can say, those vital words will very much help them in persuading themselves that it is not a hurdle at all. It will also take them to whatever stance they want to achieve. And after that,
Most
sir, I want indeed. After that, sir, I want to know one thing more from you. Sir, you have already mentioned about your sports career in your school days and college days, and as I know, you were also selected in sports in your college days, and I also know that you were also connected with wrestling. So,
I'm not able to get you.
Sir, I think his connection is
Yeah,
stuck with something. So
yes.
let me just call him.
I think we can conclude it now. It is quite a long.
Yes, sir. 1.5 hour almost.
Yes.
Just a minute. Let him come. Then we will conclude it, sir. Please go
apologies,
ahead.
sir, there was this interruption.
Yeah. So we can wind it up now.
Yes, sir. Sir, just one more question.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, as you told us that you were interested in sports in your young days or your earlier days, and I also know that you were also connected with wrestling. So
No, not
nowadays,
wrestling. Not wrestling. I was connected with my sports was okay. Boxing. I used to.
okay, sir.
It was
So
boxing.
nowadays, after joining the legal profession, what else you do? except law? And for what other books you read except the law books?
Oh, I am very, always very. Uh, I love to know what is happening in and around the world. That is one thing. Very cool. Always very intuitive to know about it. That is one thing. Second is that I am very, very, I am very, try and remain in touch with the news. That is what's international as well as national. Third is, other than that, is that I have uh, you know, I also devote some time for culture promotion. As I told you, that I was part of Sahitya Kala Parishad also, and I am an executive member of Sahitya Kala Parishad, and once again I've been nominated, rather notified. It's a notified post. So I'm in the board of Sahitya Kala Parishad, and that's one thing. That is because of my inclination towards the culture, and we have a very rich culture, and I really admire Odisha for the rich culture from where you are. And I've been to Odisha several times, more than, if I may say, 50 times. So I have a great regard, respect for the that as well. So that is what keeps me busy, other than what law I'm doing. Just law and these things. That's all.
Indeed, sir. That's also fascinates us that you are so much connected with culture, and not only you, but also your family is also very connected with all this culture and tradition of our country. Indeed, sir. Sir, you have. So I will sum up whatever you said. You have explained your childhood, you explained your law school days, and your initial days in the bar, all your learnings and tricks to draft properly, the importance of judgment reading, and many other facets and anecdotes with me and Devasis. So all these are very much important and will be helpful to countless law students of this country, sir. Sir, we are very much grateful. So before we part with this particular interview, I will request my colleague and the co-founder of this team, Devasis Kumar Ponda, to advance a proper vote of thanks to our honorable guest, Mr. Sanjay K. Chadha, sir. Devasis, please.
Yes. Thank you, Jyoti Prakash, for briefing out uh, all the pointers that we have covered today with sir. And you have also asked a number of relevant questions to which sir has given a memorable type of answers. Uh, I must say, so it will be with us forever. So now, as we have come to the conclusion of this particular interview, I would like to give uh, my heartfelt thanks to Sanjay sir on behalf of my team, Lex Cognoscenti and Jyoti Prakash Datta as well. We are really, really grateful for having you. And we are really obliged, highly obliged that you have spared almost 1.5 hours of your valuable time. We know, we both, Jyoti Prakash and I know that you remain busy in these evening times with clients and other other contingencies. So we are really obliged, and I am really sure that this particular video with you will inspire a lot of students, will give them a lot of pointers that they can take with them, and that will save them, that will help them in building a successful legal career. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us on board. We are really grateful, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Devashish. Thank you, Jyoti Prakash. And I'm
Thank you.
always, for all of you, for all the law students, if at all I can be of any help to anybody with your, from your platform, I once again reiterate my thought on that. Thank you very much to both of you. And thank you. It was wonderful
Thank you, sir.
talking to you, but it was quite lengthy. I must say, I'm tired now. Mm.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
You will be pleasure forever, sir.
All right. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.